I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay.
Okay. Gotta love that guy. Okay. Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Yeah. How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status?
ESPN punished quite a few employees over there at the network for speaking out against the COVID vaccine. Like Sage Steele was a famous one. Allison Williams was another one. She was a reporter. She was trying to get pregnant. Just understand how radical when people say, oh, I'm a moderate Democrat. Okay. ESPN didn't get the memo. Pregnant woman, you better take the vaccine. Aaron Rodgers, he is, I don't know enough about sport, but back certainly as far as in the public spotlight.
Yeah, he's the starting quarterback for the Steelers.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah. I thought he got a suspension and he sort of was quieter in media for a while, it seemed.
He got a little talking to.
He got a little talking to.
Yeah.
Well, now he's been taking this victory lap where he was right as it relates to certainly Anthony Fauci. And it's funny to see the way ESPN, right? This was a network, a company that used to be very funny, used to be cutting edge, designed for men, now try to push a leftist agenda, which is inherently feminine, just to be clear. So let's actually look at this. If you look at, the left actually is actively trying to inject their agenda. This is a new stat we finally found. An example, 2024 study. Out of a random 100 days sampled, ESPN featured political stories on their homepage 94 days. Jeez. You'd think it'd be sports stories 94 days.
Mostly, yeah.
You'd think mostly.
They're sports adjacent.
Yeah, sports adjacent. Right. So that brings us to the rules that you see for those on the right in a lot of professional sporting leagues and ESPN, the networks, versus the left. Here is Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee's show, and you've seen this rant. Fact check everything true, and we'll compare it to the left.
How do you kind of view this year versus maybe the years of the past?
I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay.
Okay. Gotta love that guy. Like that absolute coward, Tony Fauci. Absolute coward.
Yeah.
Hey, it's back, baby.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 111
You
times.
got a pardon and you're in front and you pleaded over 100 times at the White House? What are you scared of, Tony?
Yeah.
I thought you were the science.
Yeah.
I thought you were I am science, and you get up there and you can't answer a question?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
baby.
And how much time did the network spend at that? How much time did they spend on my responses every week, on my vaccination status, on Taylor and Travis's wedding? Did they do even a minute? Did they do even a minute on Tony Fauci?
No, I don't think I've heard anything.
I bet they didn't.
But on that note.
And there was another scandal this offseason, too, involving a voter for MVP, for Coach of the Year. How much time did your network spend?
Lady sleeping with the coach?
Did your network spend on that?
Whoops.
I wish I could Fauci. Go back to Fauci. This is awesome.
Go back to Fauci?
Yeah.
Go back to the coward Tony Fauci and science?
Hold on now.
Who's spending the entire time?
You can say what you want.
In his diary
This is a
about how
masculine
fun it is to be
interaction.
famous. You got to be kidding me.
It's been a fun ride for you, I would assume, over the last couple.
It's been a great life and a great career. And it's nice to be sitting on this side now, especially after that coward played the fifth over 100 times. I thought you had a pardon there, Tony. Why couldn't you answer one question the entire time?
It's very Norm Macdonald to keep going back to it. Like, he's a criminal. I thought it was a matter of record. So just to be clear, he's not the only one, right? ESPN punished quite a few employees over there at the network for speaking out against the COVID vaccine. Like Sage Steele was a famous one. Allison Williams was another one. She was a reporter. She was trying to get pregnant, so she didn't want to take the vaccine. And they're like, well, okay, we're going to have to punish you for that. You got to take the vaccine. You can't speak out against it. Think of how silly that is. Almost anywhere else, and it's rightfully so, a sacred cow, in the sense that pregnant women, we go, okay, we have to be really, really careful. I mean, even doctors go, things that are safe for people to take, supplements, you probably shouldn't. We just want to err on the side of caution.
Right.
When it came to an experimental vaccine, by the admission of those advocating it, where we didn't know all of the ramifications of it, you would be punished as a pregnant woman for not injecting it into your body.
Yes.
I was there at the time. I was forced to get the vaccine, and I was remote for a year and a half when they forced us all. They mandated it. I was remote for another year and a half after that.
Wow.
But still had to get it.
Yeah.
Not even coming into the office.
I forgot you were there during that actual period
I
of time.
still have the email interaction where I asked to not have it. Yeah.
You know what our policy was here? And by the way, this wasn't even the policy at a lot of conservative companies. I said, take it, don't take it, I don't care, don't talk about it. Yeah. Don't ask people about it. I'm not doing it, so whatever. That was it.
Yeah.
I have no idea who has or who has not here. I would imagine most people who were working here probably did not.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, isn't that an appropriate approach for an employer? What happened to my body, my choice?
It's how it's always been done. You mean like HIPAA violations, making sure that you're not violating somebody's privacy over this?
Right. Well, they would say, well, because it's like polio, it's like measles, right? You affect everybody. Oh, so the vaccine ensures that you can't transmit it. Oh, wait, it doesn't do that. You lied about that too. Do that. So it ensures
I had to have a vaccine passport just to work.
Right. Yeah.
Literally, I had to have the card with me, or I could not go on stage and make money.
Yeah. It was absolutely absurd. And this brings us to how they treat the left. So in other words, a pregnant woman not wanting to take a vaccine, that's a bridge too far for ESPN. Just understand how radical when people say, oh, I'm a moderate Democrat. Okay, ESPN didn't get the memo. Pregnant woman, you better take the vaccine. Now let's look at how they treat everyone on the left. So here's this reporter, Sarah Spain, said that baseball players refusing to partake in Pride Night were bigoted across the board.
Pride is about inclusion, so you don't love them and you don't welcome them if you're not willing to wear the patch. And calling it a lifestyle reveals to me that you've done not even a modicum of research or understanding on this topic, which is what tends to happen when a privileged class isn't affected by things. This is not just about baseball.
Privileged class?
That religious exemption BS, which is used in sport and otherwise, also allows for people to be denied health care, jobs, apartments, children. Prescriptions, all sorts of
But
rights.
enough about Islam.
And so we have to stop tiptoeing around it because we're trying to protect people who are trying to be bigoted from asking for them to be exempt from it when the very people that they are bigoted against are suffering the consequences. They're trying to use religious exemptions to affect the opportunities, services, available resources for people who are LGBTQ+.
Has she ever spoken out against Islamic religious exemptions? Does anyone know?
Highly doubt.
What she's trying to do is obviously target Christians. This is what they've been trying to do, remove their tax exempt status for a long time. Whatever your opinion on that, they want to do it uniquely to Christians. And then she just throws everything in there. Like if she were to make the case, hey, the religious exemption is BS because Christians should still have to support LGBT. If she left it there, we could have a disagreement. But instead she goes, the religious exemption allows these people to block them from, forbid them from, she goes, housing.
Yeah, she said, rentals, housing, healthcare, prescriptions, getting kids.
Right. Is it like,
buying kids or what? Stealing kids. I don't know what she was saying there, but
housing, like the Catholics are like, oh, AAC Domine, get a tent.
Yeah,
where does this even come from?
How are people discriminating and not allowing you to get housing or medical care or prescriptions when you can't even refuse somebody a cake?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about? Also, who are the privileged people you're talking about? You're talking about the Dominican kid who lived on a dirt floor his whole life?
Right.
And had to leave his country at the age of 16 to come here, and he doesn't want to wear a gay pride hat. Now he's using his privilege?
Well, let's be clear. When they say that, what they're really pointing to, and this ended up being a Supreme Court case, I believe, Hobby Lobby, where they said Hobby Lobby is not providing birth control to their employees. Well, that's not true. They provided 16, I believe, out of the 21.
Yeah.
And there were a few others. They said, well, as a Christian company, we believe those are abortificants because it actually terminates the pregnancy after fertilization, after conception. So 16 out of either 20 or 21, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. I'm going by rote. That was considered a foundational violation of human rights. And they do the same thing if Christians now go, well, no, I don't want biological men and women's sports. It doesn't, in other words, there is no moderate left. They don't want you to be able to practice your religion, to practice your faith. Here's more proof. ESPN also broadcast this criticism of Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, which isn't an actual bill.
At 3 o'clock, about 8 minutes ago, our LGBTQIA plus teammates at Disney asked for our solidarity and support. Support in opposition to.
Anyone who uses the term LGBTQIA+, firstly, is an asshole. Second, they cannot be moderate in any sense of the word because that acronym has been added to each year in the last 5 or 10 years. What they are saying now is not the same acronym they would have used 5 years ago, but they will accuse you of hate speech if you don't use the new term. Just so you know, the left will take control of all your speech. Anyone who says that, LGBTQAIP, whatever, AI+, that is someone who I guarantee you 100% would support speech laws. Let's continue.
The parental rights in education bill in the state of Florida and similar legislation across the United States.
Don't teach kids about weird sex stuff.
And a threat to any human rights is a threat to all human rights.
Nope.
And at this time, Courtney and I, we're going to take a pause from our broadcast to show our love and support for our friends, our families, and our colleagues.
Ratings just went up.
First off, a couple things. Our broadcast. Oh, you started ESPN? You're the founders, are you? Some things are out of your control.
Nope.
Just trying to help out.
I'm good.
It's a nice suit.
You too.
Oh, thank you. Do you have $1?
Take control of your money as easily as possible with Rumble Wallet. Download it today at wallet.rumble.com/Crowder. Second, I don't believe that preference of friction and legislation therein is a violation of human rights. And I don't believe that demanding taxpayer-funded sex changes or hormone replacement therapy, if people say no, I don't believe that's a violation of human rights. But let's just take what she said on her face. We hear that a lot. Violation of any of our rights is a violation of all of our rights. That's not true. It's a very, very stupid platitude. And people say that a lot. It's basically a Pinterest way of saying slippery slope. Hey, a violation of anyone's rights means we're violating all our rights. Tell that to the Saudi royalty or those in the royal in Qatar,
yeah.
who have indentured servants who are being killed as they try and build the stands for the latest soccer stadium. It's just not true. Tell that to the West African slave traders who, by the way, lived high on the hog while they bought and sold people. It's almost like those who violated other people's rights actually benefited from more rights for themselves. It doesn't make it right, but the same people who say things like that, they'll say, well, these people believe that might makes right. Well, again, it's not a moral judgment. It's a statement of fact. Look, I'll prove it to you. Might does make right. It does. The person who is strongest, most powerful, is the one who is able to enforce, protect rights, and determines the rules of the game. Even if they're evil. That's why you would rather good people have the might, have the power. Let's apply it to international policy. Okay, Russia, right? The left hates Russia now, even though they said, Cold War cold, they want their foreign policy back to Mitt Romney, where Russia was our friend. Now they're our enemy. Okay, go to Russia and use the leftist approach. Hey, you really shouldn't jail and silence political dissidents of Vladimir Putin because violating their rights is the equivalent to violating everyone's rights. So you have a lot to think about. It will change nothing. The other approach, might makes right. Hey, Putin, don't get froggy with your nukes because we have more and we'll mess you up. Got it? That's why you don't have to live through the falling of Skynet. The left just says, wouldn't it be nice? And they state it as a fact. Mm-hmm. Then they point to reality and the fact and say, yeah, but I don't like it. It doesn't matter. That's how the world works. That's the foundational difference between the left and the right. Let's go back to ESPN. So gay, don't say gay, Bill, LGBTQ, AI. Okay, all right. How about race? Remember Bubba Wallace? Remember that story that was debunked and we told you while it was happening? I guarantee you this is not true. This was what was posted on X. They said, last year, a noose was found in Bubba Wallace's stall at Talladega Superspeedway. The next day, the NASCAR community stood with him in unity. Wow. And then they aired this dramatic... I want you to... Just to know how silly this is, it would be like creating a documentary on Jussie Smollett as though he was a slave in Roots and doing it without a hint of irony or self-awareness. Here's the dramatic documentary on the fake hate crime for Bubba Wallace.
When I get out of the car, I look back and I was like, holy shit, it's the whole garage.
Where's the black guy?
The whole garage. And that's when I lost it.
That's when I looked at the camera and fake cried. Is that a Windsor knot?
This is Richard Petty. Seriously. He went soft.
He might as well be weeping over a zip tie.
It was a garage pull down. That story had already been debunked by the time that they ran that article.
Yeah, but he felt accosted. He felt the racist implications.
Right. That was his truth.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say he pulled into the garage and looked behind him and there were no other cars because he came in last place, which he normally does.
Also, let's just allow for the fact that if that's because that's his truth, that's his authentic self. Well, maybe his authentic self is a pussy. Let's just compare that to Aaron Rodgers. Like, you look and you go, what, did someone put a noose over there in an area that I don't even have to cross? Well, what a jerk. And you move on. Not, I can't believe we haven't been, FBI. Just be a man and move on. Turns out someone did a quick tie because they didn't have a lot of time. How about you err on the side of not being a little bitch?
Yeah, don't be a bitch. By the way, what you said, Gerald, was mean about him coming in last place.
Yes, it was.
He is a pussy, but...
Yes. Also, if it was a foot race, his black half would win. But when you put him in a car, evens the playing field. Now let's go to, all right, so gay, good. LGBT, good. Trans, good. Vaccine, good. Pregnant women wanting the right to their own bodily autonomy, bad. Hey, while we're talking about all these rights, a violation of any of our rights is a violation of all of our rights. What do they have to say about communist China? Hey, ESPN employees, panelists, or senior writers?
J.A. Adane, as a fan and then as a reporter, how do you reconcile enjoying this competition while also considering everything I just said?
Who are we to criticize China's human rights records when we have ongoing attacks by the agents of the state against unarmed citizens, and we've got assaults on the voting rights of our people of color in various states in this country?
Who are we? Well, can you tell me how many bodega owners are serving life in prison because they didn't sell packs of cigarettes, like the Uyghurs? Just as a jumping off point, I think that's a difference. Also, if you just look at even the most radical people on the right, where I don't think that Islam is compatible with the West, meaning I think we probably need to phase out immigration from Islamic countries where they support global terrorism. We just don't want them here, or we would like them deported to their country of origin where they could actually be under a government they support. China's policy is to jail you forever. That's who we are.
But I
don't think a man is a woman. Sorry, what was that?
At least they get to stay in the country.
Right. Yeah, they do. They get to stay in the country. And
also, according to his standard, you have to be perfect on everything before you can criticize anybody else.
Right.
What they're doing. It's objectively true that they are violating civil rights, but because we have some questionable things that are going on, we should probably just stay silent and let the rights violations continue.
Who are we to question China? We're broadcasting there.
That's right.
Not like especially it's not like the Christian right. Let me ask you this question. Let me distill this. Genuine question to those who are left leaning out there. Do you actually believe that a conservative Christian pro-Second Amendment American, okay? Do you believe that that person is a greater danger or threat to civil rights than the Communist Chinese Party that runs the country of China? Genuine question. Are you more afraid of Joel Osteen, of Jay Dyer, Orthodox Christian? Are you more concerned, more afraid of that person or Xi Jinping? Who is a greater threat and or violator of fundamental human rights? Answer that question honestly. And then explain to me how anyone at ESPN can argue intellectual consistency or principled consistency. Vagina is exactly what I would say if I wasn't here on YouTube. So go and subscribe on Rumble. Same channel where free speech is actually alive and well. Or you can stay here and the